So, I just got through talking to one of my friends, and they just told me Diddy he done been sent to jail. Personally, I was just like, oh, Diddy went to jail? Okay, so, but then my brain just kept going, and I was just like, so why do you feel that way? Because I was like, this is not like really something to just, I don't know, be just kind of apathetic about. But at the same time, I was like, has anybody even considered why? Seriously, has anybody even considered why? Because a lot of people are very caught up on the whole idea of he did those no-nos to those children and those boys and those men, and those women, of course. Let's not forget Cassie, the one that popped it off. So people are very caught up on that part, and I get that y'all are caught up on that part, but at the same time, a lot of people are just caught up on the hype, on what like the news media puts out. A lot of people ain't even doing their research. And ask yourself, why? What does he get out of that? A lot of y'all, first thing y'all think of is he's a crazy person that does that, okay? You know how I'm really trying to tell y'all something. I ain't trying to get this one took down. Normally I just gonna say what I'm gonna say, but I ain't trying to get this took down. But that's the first layer. First layer is he's weird, okay? Second layer is he's doing something for the purpose of soul stealing, soul trapping. A lot of y'all don't even know what that is. A lot of y'all don't even know why it's important. But let me break it down even smaller to something y'all might, already get. Y'all know what a narcissist is. Y'all know what an energy vampire is. You know that what they want is to consume light because they have none of their own. They want to pass on their parasite. They're evil. They are agents of the opposing forces. So with that all being said, now let's take it back to the big set. You got a person that has a whole lot of power, and they want to keep the said power. They need a source of the power because they don't have enough power on their own to be able to create these spells and these enchantments at the level they need to do it at, and they need to do this at mass global level. So what they're going to do is call in the energy, call in the powerhouses. These are your people with the creative energy. Creative energy comes from the sacral and the solar plexus. So with that all being said, what do they do? They have relations with these artists, these children, these sources of light, in order to have control over the soul. And when they have control over the soul, they have control over the energy and where it goes. The more souls they have, the more power they have. The more power they have, the more likely that their spell work will work. So, not only that, once you do that to the said individual, you pass on the parasite. Now, put that back in my ear. Okay, but I'm sorry. Got something else playing in the background. But you pass on the parasites. And once you pass on the parasite will then, it goes in stages, okay? It's not just pass it on, you instantly start acting like, Orlando and Chris Brown and NBA and, the list goes on. Cardi, the list goes on. So you don't just act like that. First is going to, they first had to break down your spirit and split your soul by doing something to you that was quite egregious, quite terrible. And when they did that, they were able to open it up just a little bit and let something else in there. And once they get to let something else in there, then they have control over not only the soul, but then the body. Once they have over the soul and the body, then they can control the I mean, there's so much that's going into the simple act of doing that unspeakable TikTok, unspeakable act to another being, especially a child at that. Because once you get a child, I mean, you're really you're trying to put a monkey wrench in destiny and the Deus Ex Machina, okay? God in the machine. And of course, that's the point. The more that they can grab on their side, the more the influence they have, the more that they can get what they want. Because remember, we are the people that create the reality. So we are the people that if they can control our media, if they can control everything else around us, and they can control what we take in, and they can control what we feed our spirits. If they can control what we feed our spirits, then they can control us. And just keep on feasting off of us and get the reality that they want. So this is why I say with y'all getting this news flash that he went to jail. Do you really know if he went to jail? Because he could have just went to jail in your face and ended up somewhere else. Do you really get what's... Because my thing is, he ain't even the first one. He ain't the first one. He ain't even the top honcho. He just a gatekeeper. Okay? He just a toll that you pay on the way up, baby. He ain't even all that when you get down to what's really going on here. So, I just like... I've been kind of like celebrities, whatever they do. I don't really care about what they do. I'm more interested in why they doing what they doing. Because it's bigger than just entertainment. Because when you break down entertainment, enter into tamement. Yeah, stealing your focus. To be tamed, to be docile. So question the news that you get. Question all the information you get. Question even what the hell I'm saying. Okay? Because you need to know that in here. You need to know that in yourself, in your discernment. Okay? I say that about anything. A lot of y'all finna get in the uproar about this Diddy situation and say y'all opinions and different stuff like that. I still ask yourself why. Why was he doing all that? Y'all stuck on the baby oil and the no Diddy jokes and all that different stuff. No, for real. Why? Why did he do what he did? What is the reason? What does he get out of that? Because it's not just him. It's a mass scale. When you do your research on them white parties and what they doing now, because I mean, we see the little photos. We like, hee hee ha ha, they doing weird stuff. No, put it all together though. There's a reason why they be talking about them doors and them houses and all that different stuff that they be wanting to talk about, the people go into, and there's a reason for all that. You don't just sell your soul. You don't just sell it. It's little itty bitty things throughout the whole thing that does that. He just a step on the ladder. And y'all been seeing people go up the ladder. I can get into all those different symbols and all that stuff because I watched some of my favorite artists go from independent underground artists, or maybe they was always in the shit and this is just a plant thing. I don't care. But I've seen people I've liked and enjoyed their music, and now I just got a different vibe. I've seen it. You see it too. So don't just take it for face value. Think about it. But my 10 minutes is up. I'm actually like running from my workstation right now, but that was on my mind. I just feel like I just had to say that right now. So y'all have a good day. Peace be with you, as always.